Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is going to be a Will I Buy It? Taking a look at the Twilight collection coming out from Colourpop. So if you want to see what my opinion is, and boy do I have opinions, if I'm going to be picking this collection up, well then keep watching because we're going to jump right into it. My name is Marie and I am a beautiful mess. Here on my channel, I like to do a lot of project panning content, eyeshadow content, and really any other kind of makeup content that I can think of. So sit back, relax, and come on a magical makeup journey with me. First and foremost, I do want to apologize for how I look, how I sound, and how I feel. I have been sick the last couple of days in bed with the flu, but this was something that I just had to spew my opinions about. So here I am. So please bear with my croakiness and buckle in because it might be a little bit of a bumpy ride. I don't typically do these Will I Buy It series. I used to do New Makeup Nonsense Bingo, taking a look at the new makeup releases, which I stopped doing just because they were so time consuming to create and it wasn't content that I was excited about. I toyed with the idea of calling this Behind the Pigment as an homage to the VH1 Behind the Music series, but I'm not an insider. I am just an everyday gal out here looking to buy her Twilight collection like the rest of you guys. Did I get it though? No, I didn't, but we'll get to that. First, let's take a look at the collection just in case you haven't seen it. So this collection was released on Thursday, January 11th, and Colourpop had been teasing what was going to be part of this collection for 5 days prior to the release. So I'm going to show you the items as they sneak peeked it on their Instagram. All of these clips that you're going to be seeing are coming from the Colourpop Instagram feed. None of them are mine. So the first thing that they enticed us with was the Soul Shimmering Dry Oil. And if you've watched any of my older content, I used to say quite a bit, I want to sparkle like a Twilight vampire. And here it is. Here is the dry oil that would make me sparkle like a freaking Twilight vampire. This dry oil is going for $10. The next thing that they teased us with was something that I can just, it's not something that I wanted. These are the graphics ink liners. And they come in 3 different colors, in a black, a red, and a green. I've heard not good things about these, that they're not the best eyeliners. So I wasn't going to be planning on picking these up, but if you were, they are $10 a piece. Next, they enticed us with the Luxe Lip Oils, and these came in 3 colors. First one for Edward, which was an icy blue. That was everything that my pale girl self in the wintertime wanted. I'm huge into cool tone looks and I love a very pale lip to pair with those cool tone looks. And this was something that I was lusting over. The next one was for Bella, which was a red one to make your lips look bitten and smitten. And then they also had one for Jacob, which was a black lip oil. All of these were very opaque, so you weren't going to get a lot of color with them. But the fact that they represented Jacob in this, even though he's not really in the first movie, I very much loved. These are $11 a piece. Of course, what Twilight collection wouldn't be complete without highlighters? And of course, there were 2 of them that were released. They are both Super Shock highlighters. One is a purpley one, which I absolutely wanted because of the fact I love my purpley blush that I play with, and to have a purpley highlighter go on top of it would have been freaking perfect. And then of course they have the Twilight one that will make you sparkle like a Twilight vampire. I absolutely wanted both of these, and these were $10 a piece. And then of course the eyeshadow palette, which retails for $24. Now, a lot of people were upset by this palette because it didn't have a red in it, even though the red is represented in the eyeliner and the Luxe oil. But I'll be honest with you, I actually am a fan of the color story of the palette. It very much is reminiscent of the whole look and feel of the first movie. And it is a cool tone lover's dream. And when I tell you I fell in love with this the moment that I saw it is an understatement. And I'm not the only one. Twilight fans came out in droves to say how much they wanted this collection. Every influencer I knew wanted to purchase it if they weren't getting it in PR already. And there was huge hype about this, not just nationwide, but worldwide. Day of the release happens. And where am I? Sleeping through my alarm because I am sick with the flu with 101 fever. So I didn't get to catch it. When I woke up at 2 o'clock, which was an hour after the release because I'm on the East Coast, I went onto Colourpop's website and saw that it wasn't even at the top of the page anymore. And I thought, was there a snafu with the web? Did they not release it yet? And then I looked and saw that everything was sold out. Then I went on Colourpop's Instagram and saw that this sold out in a matter of minutes, to everyone's disappointment. There were people that were commenting how they had product in their cart, sure that it was theirs and it was secure, and when they went to go pay, they got carjacked. Now, why did this happen? Well, because the resellers descended. I don't talk a lot about my personal life, but I work in retail technological sales, and I have a lot of experience with resellers. When the new latest greatest technology comes out, they come out too, and they try to buy everything up. And I know that we as a company, we put limits on the amount of product people can buy all in one shot. It does not appear that Colourpop did that. They did not put a limit, or if they did put a limit, it was a very high limit on how many of the collections that you could purchase. Now, they didn't just have the individual things for sale, they had bundles available as well. You could get the whole collection for $99. There were other bundles that they had as well. And there was no limit onto how many of these that you could shove into your cart. So, of course, resellers are putting massive amounts of quantities into their cart, checking out first and leaving everybody else high and dry. There were a lot of people that were upset by this, to say the least. Colourpop's response to this was, but wait, on the 14th, it's going to be releasing at Ulta. I have become friends with a couple of people that live outside of the US, thanks to the Project Panning community. And they have made me aware of how hard it can be to get things shipped from the United States outside of the United States. Well, come to find out, Ulta doesn't ship internationally. So if you are an international Twilight fan and you are wanting this collection, then you're just SOL as of right now, due to the fact that the resellers were buying everything up. Now, where's my evidence that resellers descended? Well, I went on eBay and found collections being sold for 2 to 3 times what they were worth. What is happening in our community? First and foremost, why were there no limits put on how many products you could shove into your cart and check out with? Number 2, why do resellers have an audience on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, on any place else that they can resell these products? It's because people are paying the astronomical prices. If you are a huge Twilight fan and you want this collection, Colourpop has stated that they are going to be re-releasing more. So if you're outside of the US and need to get it from Colourpop, it's coming. They're working on it. If you're inside of the US, everything's going to be at Ulta, except for the thing I wanted most, which was the Soul Shimmering Dry Oil. So me, I'm just SOL. Well, when Colourpop put out that statement, don't worry, it's coming to Ulta. Don't worry, we're doing a restock. Which, by the way, I don't think they really advertise a lot on their Instagram. It's on their websites. A lot of people had the opinion of, that's okay, Colourpop, you can keep it now. And personally, that's kind of how I feel too. I don't know if it's because I've been sick and I'm a little bit irritable, or if it's just something that irks me to the point where I have to voice my loudmouth opinion, because nobody is talking about this in the makeup community. The only place I'm seeing conversation about any of this is on Instagram, on Colourpop's posts. And I feel like there's a huge problem with this. We've got to get the message out there. We've got to get the message out to resellers. We're not buying your products. We would rather do without than pay double or triple the prices that you're price gouging us for. It's just insane that this is what capitalism has come to in our society. I'm sorry if I'm ranting. I just feel very opinionated about this. I mean, I wasn't even gonna make this video because of how sick I've been, but I was like, no, I gotta get the word out there. I have to voice my opinion, because if no one else is, at least you're gonna hear me. Now, with that being said, when I first looked at that palette, I was immediately drawn to it because, like I said, I'm a cool tone girly. And it made me wonder, what do I have in my collection that may satiate my need for this color story? And I realized why I liked the color story so much, because it's very similar to shades that are in the Colourpop Aurora Struck palettes. In this palette is all of the cool tone goodness that you could ever need. Now, I tried to do swatches to duplicate the Twilight palette, and it didn't go perfectly, but there's a lot of similar shades in this palette as there are in the Twilight palette. So if you can't get your hands on the Twilight palette right now, and you're wanting to play with a similar color story, and you have the Aurora Struck, or are looking to make a purchase from Colourpop, because this is still in stock, then I recommend this. But do not go on to eBay or Mercari or any other site that these resellers are gonna gouge you for. Wait for the restock. If you're in the US, it's coming on the 14th, which is tomorrow. I'm filming this on the 13th. It's coming tomorrow on Sunday. We're not sure what time. I'm assuming it's going to drop at midnight wherever, which Ulta is Central Standard Time, so Eastern Time, that would be 1 a.m. my time. I'm not waiting up for it. My butt's going to bed because I need to work in the morning, and like I said, I've been sick. Now, I get it. If you're like me, you're a hardcore Twilight fan, and you want the collection because it's Twilight. I mean, if you take a look at the cover, it's got Edward and Bella on the inside of the eyeshadow palette. The cover is reminiscent of the DVDs. It's just a Twilight lover's fantasy come true. And if truth be told, I would make a prediction. My guess would be is that they're going to do all of the movies, that this is just the start of the Twilight hype. I don't know how well it's going to do now, because a lot of people are feeling hurt. A lot of people are feeling duped, and a lot of people are just feeling meh. They don't want it anymore. And I don't know how much that's going to be the case once it becomes available on Colourpop's website, but I feel you. I've been a Twilight fan ever since the books came out. I've read all the books. My daughter was a fan. I'm 45 and I'm a fan. My daughter's 26, and we were able to share that together as she was growing up. I get it. It is something that is part of my fandom love life, and I get it if it's a part of yours too. But I beg of you, do not support these resellers, because this is just gonna continue. And Colourpop, I doubt you're watching, but if you are, can you please put something into place that doesn't allow resellers to gobble up all of the product, so that us normal folk can have a chance at it for a regular price on your website? That's my rant for today. Now it's your turn. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's have a conversation about this. Am I just a crotchety sick lady who is up in arms about this because of the fact I'm irritable because I've been sick? Or is my bone to pick valid? I want to hear what you have to say. Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. You know I always love when you do. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. It lets YouTube know that you like my content and that other people with the same interests as you will like my content too. And if you'd like to see this as a regular series on my channel, and if I can get away with Behind the Pigment as a series title, let me know that in the comments down below too. But I'll see you in the next episode, everybody. Bye, everybody.